The grocery store where I worked was always busy, even though it was a small, privately owned business. Alfredo Garza owned it, but his son Ronnie ran it for him. I worked for the Garza family for more than 10 years because they were good to me. Say, Pete, Ronnie yelled at me one afternoon, you can take the rest of the day off. We're kind of slow and all. All right, I answered, stacking the last shopping basket into the back of the other ones. Say, Pete, I've been meaning to ask you, how's the restaurant? I heard it has really changed. Oh, Chili Relleno, you mean? See. Yeah, it's all changed around. New owner and everything. All new. Oh, for better or worse, though? Well, I guess for the worst. What do you mean, Pete? I thought for a second and then said, well, things changed and all. Come on, Pete, you can tell me. I read a poem by William Butler Yeats once in a book, but I forgot which book. Anyway, the poem went something like this. It said, the center cannot hold, things fall apart, or something to that effect, Anyway, the center's gone in the restaurant, and well, I guess things kind of fell apart, Ronnie shook his head understandingly and said, see, I do know what you mean, Pete. Híjole, it almost happened to the grocery store when Dad retired, Oh man, was I scared or what? I thought that the store would go under and I'd be working at Mickey D's or something, But luckily I pulled it out of the mud. Well, who knows, I said. Maybe things will turn out better later on, I'm willing to give the new owner of Chili Relleno a fair try. We'll see. And with that said, I went home for the rest of the day. When I was a young boy and still living at home with my parents, I used to try to take in every sight, sound, smell, and texture in and around our old dilapidated wooden house. I can still remember how green the leaves on the 4 chinaberry trees around our house used to get. The bark on the chinaberry trees would grow thick and gray and would sometimes fall off around our wooden fence. I can still remember how thick and cool the green summer grass was underneath my bare feet in our backyard. You know what? Come to think of it, the wooden fence was always in better shape than our old rotten wooden house. Then in August, how the grass around our house would die and turn gray and brown, leaving winter to turn it into miniature stalks of wheat in the late day sun. I remember the summer I turned 12 and counted all of the dewy spiderwebs I stumbled into that entire morning. After my last one, I quickly ran into my room and wrote down the number with a pink crayon on the bedroom wall right above my comic book collection. I can still remember how the cars that passed by our house late at night would always put me into a quiet slumber with the soft hum of their rolling tires on the graveled road. And how in the wintertime I would watch the constellation of Orion slowly make its way across the sky. Sweet and delicious childhood memories. I can still see, smell, and hear all of those things I loved so much all those childhood years ago. To this day, I still dream of them.